Hey everyone, welcome back to the realm. It is weird news time. I'm Gina.
Hola. I don't know how else to say it. Hola. I'm Rich.
Hi, I'm Rob.
I'm
Oh,
Brian.
I didn't think that
And
through.
as I said, we're here with our weird news. So we're just going to dive right into it. Essentially, we bring blindly, like we meet up, we bring our own news articles. Nobody knows what the other person's going to bring. We spin the wheel of destiny to find out who is going to go first and next and so on. Today, it'll be Lord Finkel, Blackjack Vegas, and myself that will be doing the stories. We have Peanut Gallery Rob joining us today. He's going to help us in the fun. And we're going to do our news stories and try to give you the news that matters most. Okay, so I have our names all set to go, so I'm going to share the screen so that we can figure out who is going to go first.
You should put Rob
Is
on there no
Rick
matter
on
what.
there?
Put Rob on
Did
there
you
no
get
matter
Rick?
what.
No, I actually had to take Rick off. You missed it last week, Brian. I kept typing Rick instead of Rich for some reason, but
What you should do is put just one Rob on there and
just to
spin it.
see.
And I bet you
Okay.
the universe lands on that because it knows we don't want it to.
Oh yeah, right. I wish. Oh man, I can't get the screen to go over there for me to add it. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Or else I would. Dang it.
Yeah, but
At some reason my computer's been acting up. Maybe it's user error. I don't know. All right, let's see who it's gonna be. So for those of you that are listening on audio, you can definitely come over to our oh, of course it's me. Come over to YouTube page to see the screen that we share because we do share screens sometimes when we're doing our stories. All
two
right,
weeks in a
so
row.
yeah, in 2 weeks in a row, I go first. I feel like I'm having your luck from the last 5 seasons, Rich.
Well, what you can't see is I got like rabbit's foot hanging from
Oh,
the ceiling. I've got a horseshoe. I've got a leprechaun in a cage. I've got a dog. I got all sorts of different things over here.
got all kinds of
I've
good
got
luck things so that you don't have to go first anymore all the
I've
time.
got Loch Ness water. I'm not sure if that's lucky or not, but
Don't drink it.
Don't drink it. I have my Loch Ness water as well.
yeah.
Well, guys, I'm really excited to give this story. I want to tell you, so we recorded last week. And I had used a story last week that I had from the previous week's recording because I had a couple prepared. And then, so normally I'll check like the Saturday before we record to see if there's anything like recent out that could be weird news. But I didn't do it last week because I thought, you know what? I already have my news story for this week. We're golden. Had I looked it up, I would have found this story because this literally just happened last Saturday. And so I gotta make my screen bigger. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. So this is from April 27th. And this is from clickorlando.com. But it did not happen in Florida. I just
I'll
want to
say
preface
Florida
it.
again.
No,
Close enough.
it did not
It's a
happen
gift
in
that keeps on
Florida.
giving.
Yep.
And this is from Jacob Langston, digital journalist from, like I said, clickorlando.com. The title is Southwest Airlines passenger allegedly strips naked and poops on the plane seat during flight.
Is that not
Who hasn't?
acceptable?
It's not acceptable. It said incident reported on flight from Philadelphia to Chicago. Now, I went down a rabbit hole looking at some of these news stories because I want to tell you, people did not disappoint with how they wrote these articles. Here's one. This guy starts off his article first saying, ears weren't the only thing popping on a Southwest airline flight on Saturday when one passenger allegedly stripped naked and defecated on her street, according to NBC5 Chicago.
On our street.
On her seat. The station reported that police and medical crews were called to meet the passenger after flight 418 from Philadelphia landed at Chicago's Midway Airport. Passenger reportedly took off her clothes before pooping on the seat, forcing the plane to be taken out of service to be cleaned. I would not have wanted that job. So I mean, it was a very short blurb, but when I tell you, like, some of these articles like had the funniest stuff. Let me see here. This this one is from New York Post. And the title is South by Shane Galvin from April 26th, said Southwest Airlines passenger allegedly stripped naked, pooped on seat as plane landed. So this happened as the plane was descending. You know,
Oh.
everybody's like, put your tray tables up. And
Yep.
I mean, nowhere in the instructions does it say rip your pants off and poop on the seat. But
It's in the fine print.
I guess so. Well, this article starts out saying she went extramental.
Watch you.
She went excremental.
Nice.
And then the report goes on to say like pretty much the same thing as our other article did. So there was nothing new in any of the other articles, but everybody had their own like one-liners
Did
about
it give
it.
why?
No, so there's
I know
no like
why.
follow-up as to like what
Just
happened.
experimental?
Some of the things that I did read was that so police like met the plane at the gate, and then I think I don't know if they held everybody up on the flight or they got everybody off the flight as soon as they could, but then there was a ton of flights were backed up then, obviously, because people missed their flight because that plane that was coming in to pick up the next group of people obviously couldn't go out.
Was
So
that
it
funny
started this
wordplay? They were backed up.
Nice.
dun, dun.
Didn't bump.
So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe that's what happened when we were in Belfast and like our plane, we were getting ready to leave.
Oh,
and-
that's
know,
why
I
we
would-
got delayed because somebody pooped on the plane.
You know, but I want to say something just real quick, not to mess with your story, but
my story's done.
I kind of get it. I mean, yeah, you shouldn't shit on somebody's seat, but they're so strict about getting up to use that bathroom. Let's say if you have a medical issue,
That's
when we
true.
were flying,
Hmm.
I don't remember if it was when we got home and I went to Atlanta, or if it was when we were flying back home from Dublin. But there was an old guy on the plane, and he had to go to the bathroom. I think it was on a flight to Atlanta. You know, and no, get back to your seat. This old guy has to go to the bathroom. I mean, I
Right.
get it, but what's he supposed to do?
Right.
You know?
No, and I thought about
You know?
that when I was reading the story. I thought about that. I was like, here I am laughing, but like, what if she had a medical condition or whatever?
Sure.
But then
Yeah,
I started
I get
thinking,
that.
okay, I fully understand digestive issues, like
Mhm.
without TMI. I get it.
Yep.
And I get that shit happens, no pun intended.
Another one.
But I also know that, like, if that were the case, like if it was a digestive issue, would you have really like stripped down? Because I don't know when they say stripped
True.
down, did she take
True.
off all of her clothes? I don't know.
Right.
Would
They're
you
using
strip
hyperbole.
down to do it,
Yeah.
or would you just shit in the comfort of your own pants and be able to walk off the plane?
Okay.
Yes, Rob.
Is
Uh-oh.
shitting in the comfort of your own pants actually comfortable?
No.
It's not.
Two.
But the
Does anybody watch
alternative.
Seinfeld? Anybody watch
Yes.
Seinfeld?
Yes.
Okay, here you go. I when I go into the bathroom, unless it's a public restroom, I pretty much poop naked. I don't want my pants on the floor by a toilet.
George.
I don't want to hold my shirt up. Right? So I mean, maybe that was comfortable for maybe she does the same thing. And she was like, if I'm gonna poop on a plane, I'm gonna do it in comfort.
Like snakes on a plane, poop on a plane.
Well, I mean, but either way, you're gonna have to put your clean clothes back over your dirty bum.
No,
So-
because you're gonna wipe first, right?
What is she gonna
Oh,
use?
You
the
gotta wipe.
magazine.
Maybe
Yeah.
she gooched down the aisle like a dog.
Like a
Well,
dog.
I can say that friends of
Butt
mine were
surf?
on a flight and somebody had their dog on the flight and the dog had diarrhea really bad and
Ugh.
just shit all up and down the aisle. And they said it smelled so bad on that flight. A poor dog was so
Well,
scared.
I mean,
I felt bad
I'm
for
sure
the
that
dog.
that
Oh, yeah.
flight to Chicago was horrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
At least
yeah.
it was when they were landing, though. I mean,
Oh, it was while they were landing.
yeah, it
Like,
was
I can't
as
wait
they were
anymore.
descending.
I can't
Yeah,
wait anymore. Because if
I
you
mean,
were sitting
that-
next to that girl,
yeah.
you're like,
it was-
all right, she's taking her clothes off. Oh God, no!
Put it back on, quick.
Oh no!
Oh my god! One
mean-
girl,
And
one
the-
plane.
that
she's
whole
taking them off.
story could just be like the worst. That whole story could just be like the world's worst Yelp review for
It's
Southwest.
warm in here.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Wow.
Sorry, I went there. I just, I don't know why that just came to my mind.
Yeah.
Um. Anyway, all right. Let's share the screen and see who goes next. Hang on. Let me.
Oh, that was funny.
Okay.
Are we boring you?
Yeah.
Lord,
No, but I got
people.
something else to add.
Oh boy.
When we were on the plane both times, well, I was on a plane twice back to back, but both times, this was the first time when we flown that I heard them reference if you lose your personal device in the seat to let a member of the crew know immediately. I don't remember
Huh.
that ever being part of the safety talk about if you happen to lose your personal phone or iPad if it
Oh
falls in
yeah, I
between the
didn't hear
seat,
that.
that you need to let somebody know immediately. That those two flights, that the flight there home and then my one to Atlanta and back, were the first times I heard that referenced in the pre-flight
Oh
announcements.
God, that tells you how much I did not pay attention to anything on pre-flight.
And
'Cause I don't remember
twice
it.
in the last week, I've seen headlines saying
Yeah.
how a plane had to turn around
Yep.
because people lost their phone in a seat.
Yeah. Yep. I was gonna say, yeah, those stories just came out now.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what that's all about, but I mean, I'm sure it has something to do with the battery.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're bringing it on the plane anyway, you're letting us have it there already. What difference does it make if it fell in between the seat? We'll get it when we land. Why do
It
you have to turn the
doesn't.
plane around to get it out?
What
I'm
if
not
the
sure.
lithium battery
Yeah.
explodes? They've been known to do that.
Yeah. It must not play nice with the floating device in your seat cushion.
Or
Oh,
remember what is that the flight we did the episode on? Flight what? Malaysia flight,
The
oh,
Malaysia fight
right? Didn't
3,
they have a bunch of
whatever.
lithium batteries possibly in the
that's one of the theories. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
MH370. Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
that they still haven't found.
I know. Even though people claim to have.
Well,
All
kind of
right.
like Nessie.
Like Nessie. And for those of you that didn't hear, we just had put out an episode 2 days before now on the Loch Ness. We had a very special guest. His name is Mark EHK. He's an author and has his own YouTube channel and has been on many documentaries and TV shows regarding not just Loch Ness, but other kind of um, paranormal and dark lore type situations and
Hmm.
author. So check out that episode. All right, let's find out who goes next. Here we go. Who's it going to be? Oh, I have a Rich back to back. I think I might have done
There's
you
a
dirty.
Brian
You
back
got
to
two
back.
Brian backs to back
Yeah.
too. It don't
Yeah,
matter.
it's okay. We
It
already
don't
know.
matter.
It's
We
all
already know who
about
it's going to be.
gambling.
We
Yeah.
already know. Yeah, we already know who it's landing on.
Yeah.
It's Rich.
All right, cha-ching. All right, and that funny I said that because that's part of the headline I have.
Oh.
Cha-ching.
Oh.
Millions of dimes spill onto Texas highway
Sweet.
after truck rolls over.
Oh my God.
This is I'm gonna read it because I don't remember anything I read because I'm old and decrepit. Elvord, Texas says talk about some serious coin. Millions of coins, dimes that they turned out to be, spilled on a Texas highway this week after a tractor trailer hauling $800,000 in dimes
Oh
Wow.
my
rolled
God.
over in an accident. The spillage led to a closure of the portion of the northbound lanes for about half a day as workers got on their hands and knees to pick up the coins, in addition to using brooms and shovels and large industrial vacuums.
How much did they get back?
We're gonna find out together, I think.
All
Uh,
right.
yeah, the tractor trailer rolled on its side about 5:30 a.m. Thursday morning after veering off the road after overcorrecting. So it
Oh,
seems like it was a isolated accident. It wasn't like it was several
okay.
A hit.
vehicles involved.
Yeah.
It was like, veer, can't do that in a truck, you know, can't turn this, can't turn on a dime or stop on a
There it
dime.
is.
Oh,
The
I'd be here on
jokes
the beach.
start coming and they don't stop coming.
Yeah, well, it said the driver and the passenger, thankfully, were not injured. They were
That's
transferred to
good.
the hospital, but they were fine. Elvord, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Alvord, Elvord is what I would say, is located about 80 miles northwest of Dallas. The truck was part of a fleet of trucks operated by Western Distributing Transport Corporation. That's a mouthful. Which is a division that moves cargo for the government in armored vehicles with armored personnel. So it was like an armored tractor
Oh,
trailer
damn. I
hauling
never
this
heard of that.
money, you know. Um, the U.S. Mint says on the website that the It's the nation's sole manufacturing of legal tender coins, and a message left with them was not immediately returned. Does not say how many they got back. I'm sure that they did not get it all back. Because when you drop a dime, now some bitch rolls.
There's gonna be people with metal detectors out there.
Oh yeah, I bet you.
I would have
gonna-
probably stopped and scooped a bunch up in my backpack.
Yeah, they're not gonna chase you. Who they chasing? I'm gonna venture to say that you're never gonna get that number because they probably don't want people to know.
How
And
much is there? Yeah.
I am sure, but well, yeah, because if they say, "Oh, we got 600,000 back," right away, oh, someone took $200,000 of dimes. So I mean, they're not, it doesn't say. There was a picture, but I mean, it was just a picture of the truck on its side. I'd be curious to see what was in the area. If it was like,
Hmm.
if it was like like a cliffy area, if there was any water around, other areas where these dimes could have went besides just spilling out on the highway. But it sounds like the majority of it was on the highway because they had to close it for them to do all their cleanup. So that's my story. Cha-ching.
Ching.
We need,
Cha-ching.
we need to get Big Ed, DeLine, and Danny and Mike on this. They'll figure it out.
Mm.
They'll find out if this is all just one elaborate plot for
was one
somebody
of the
to knock
it was one of the
over
Baldwins,
a
I'm
dime
sure.
truck. Yeah. Yeah, usually it's usually Alec who shows up to get involved
Yeah.
in nonsense.
Yeah, well, he won't
I
listen
don't
to
know
our
much
show
about
now.
the Baldwin brothers' activity and what's the story behind that?
There's an episode of Las Vegas, one of the greatest shows ever made.
Oh, I haven't.
Right.
And yeah, true story. And he's on there, and he's a good guy, bad guy slash thing where he does like security, and then he kind
I
of
thought you were
backdoors them.
actually saying that the Baldwin brothers get involved in stuff.
Yeah, because he was
Sorry.
involved in that episode, so now I'm saying
Gotcha.
he's probably involved in this somehow. That's all. So
Gotcha.
Yeah. Alec might, I don't know if Alec would be involved in all the dimes. He's too busy blinking for help to get away from his wife right now. You see that train wreck of a show that they have? Oh, it's awesome.
that's
It's
all I have to do.
That poor man.
If I start blinking funny, it looks like I'm having a stroke though. People will be like, dial 911.
Yeah. People go look it up. You can see all the clips. It's very funny. It's very stupid.
All right, you're next there, Mr. WWR.
What I do?
You're next. We ain't got to spin that wheel. We know who's next.
It would be
You
fun to spin the wheel.
You didn't go, did you?
Oh,
Yeah.
I already got rid
What
of
do
the
you
wheel.
mean, yes? Don't mess with that old man. He's confused as it is.
Yeah, clearly.
Okay.
Mom, what about that meatloaf? Oh wait, no, just kidding.
My kid-
All right. So, got a little bit of an airport theme, I guess, that we're going with since we had
Nice.
shitting on a plane, which,
Gives new meaning to snakes on a plane.
Two
That's
yeah.
a new thing apparently, shitting on things. I saw a
Yeah,
video
they got
yesterday.
Two
Some
girls,
woman
one
shit on
plane.
somebody's hood in traffic. What the hell's going
Yeah.
on with people?
water moccasins on a plane. There you go.
Woo!
Yeah, Rich, I also love
Yeah.
that you have to point out that, we don't know why she shit on that Southwest flight.
We don't.
There could be a lot of legitimate reasons why that would happen.
I've been on a lot of planes, and the first thing I do when I get on a plane is I look around to figure out who the people are that are going to be trouble. And
Yeah.
usually you could pick out who they are. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of people on a plane that you're not sure what's going to happen. And then there's some people, like I can get on a plane. I flew all the way to Ireland. I never got up to use the bathroom. Then there's other people, they walk by every 5 minutes. It's like,
Yeah.
what the hell are these people doing every 5 minutes? So,
Yeah.
but it's happening back there, and I can't look back that way. Rob was back behind me on those flights. Gina and Kez are off to the right. I could look over and see them and wave, and they were usually doing stuff. I don't know what Rob was doing in the back of the plane. So
Mile High Club, baby.
Would
I was
you
going to say a
like
lot
to
of things you're not
know?
supposed to be doing.
what do you got for us, Brian? Come on, hit us.
Okay, so what we got here, this is from Newark, New Jersey. Go figure, not a Florida story. But a Pennsylvania man who was going through security at a New Jersey airport was found to have a live turtle concealed in his pants.
I like turtles.
According, a what?
Wasn't happy to see
I
him.
just said I like turtles, but it's from that kid that got interviewed, and he was like, sorry to interrupt your story. Somebody was interviewing this kid on TV for the news, and they asked him a question, and they put the microphone up to his face, and he went, I like turtles.
So how'd they catch him? Did he have a turtle head poking out?
Pet that dog.
Ah,
I think the person's that kid you're talking about. I think they're the one with the turtle in the
probably,
pants.
probably.
No. This specifically says man, not a young child. But the turtle was detected Friday after a body scanner alarm went off at Newark Liberty International Airport. A TSA officer then conducted a pat down on the East Stroudsburg man and determined that there was something concealed in the groin area of his pants. Now, his mind had to be reeling. When he questioned further, the man reached into his pants and pulled out the turtle, which was about 5 inches long and wrapped in a small blue towel. It was a red-eared slider turtle, a species that is popular as a pet. The man, whose name was not released,
I've got
thank
one.
God for his family, was escorted from the checkpoint area by Port Authority police and ended up missing his flight. The turtle was confiscated, and it's not clear if the turtle was the man's pet or why he had it in his pants.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. I
What?
didn't know
Rob, you
turtles
sound
had
like you have the
ears.
answer.
I did not know turtles had ears.
Sure, they can hear you.
Okay, good, perfect. That's why Gamera calls when you
Mhm.
call on him. He comes.
Good thing it wasn't a snapping turtle.
Right?
Oh.
No kidding. I just watched a video on a guy who brought 4 cats to Paris.
In his
They
pants?
took this guy's turtle away.
Oh,
Well, yeah, like I'm sure if he had the turtle, like maybe in an appropriate carrying case.
Well, I don't think this guy had 4 cats in his pants,
Yeah.
which would probably could be comfortable, could be dangerous. Who knows?
I don't know, maybe maybe animals like that you can't take. I don't know. I mean, I worked for TSA briefly, and they never talked to us about turtles. So,
Hmm.
you know.
yeah. I don't think they're on the no-fly list. I don't remember seeing them on there. So
Was it a poisonous turtle?
No, it doesn't sound like it, but I'm concerned for the turtle that, for all we know, this turtle had to get home to its turtle family. It's
Yeah.
trying to make its flight. Now it's getting detained. You know, I feel like the poor turtle had nothing to do with this. It has a turtle wife and turtle kids who are probably sitting
Right.
there waiting wherever that flight was supposed to come from or land. And Papa never came home,
Oh,
all because this guy hit him in his pants when he probably could have just carried him on the right way. So,
No, he's
right.
a lot of
probably in
unanswered
some
questions there.
prison in South America right now.
Right. All because some numbskull had to wrap him in a blue towel. I mean, he was turtle napping. There's that too. This guy could have been turtle napping across
Yeah, he
state
could have
line. That's a felony in at least 28 states.
been. If not all
in
of
Puerto
them.
Rico,
In
Yeah.
Puerto Rico. At all the territories.
yeah, in all the territories.
You said turtle napping, so I think in his turtle's like sleeping, and then I realized that's not what you meant.
No, no.
Wrong napping.
Wrong napping.
But now I'm just going to be thinking about Fat Bastard saying, I got a turtle head poking out. I'm going to be thinking about that all the rest of the day. Thanks, Rob.
Oh,
I got a
God,
load
that's
on
too
deck
much
that'll
poop.
choke a donkey.
Stroke a donkey.
Did this turtle have laser beams attached to its head?
No, it wasn't
Laser.
laser beams. No.
Lasers.
Yeah, laser.
Yeah, poor
I'm going to have
turtle.
to go watch Austin Powers now.
Yeah, sure did. I'm gonna
Well,
watch some extreme ghost hunting. That's what I'm
I
watching.
know. Yeah,
Right?
I want to.
I'm gonna watch that for sure.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that. I remember him telling us about the YouTube channel when we were out there, but I hadn't had a chance to take a look at it. I've been so laser focused on our evidence review
too.
that I've
too.
really not had time for much else. So,
Me too.
well, thank you guys for a great episode of Weird News. Hope all the listeners out there enjoyed our news that matters most. If there's any weird news that you have that you want us to cover, send it our way, connectedrealm@gmail.com. That's connectedrealm@gmail.com. Or if you have some news that you want us to break, that's really weird, get a hold of us. We would love to break that news to the world. So, having said that, everybody have a great time till you hear us next. Keep in touch. We're going to be talking all about our our trip over yonder to Ireland and Scotland and all the things we did. We're focusing on that this season, but next week we're taking a little break from that and bringing you Wrestling with the Realm. We are going to have Brian and his co-host Will talk about the Wrestling with the Realm spinoff from the Realm podcast. And yeah, he's got the cool hat right there. And we'll be talking about that podcast next week. So catch that
Cool.
next Monday. So, all right, guys, thanks so much. Till next time. Ciao.
So.
2 and 2,
Hey, Chief.
big ball.